let's talk about betrayal. People understand that betrayal comes with narcissism. It comes with dealing with toxic people like pathological narcissists, right? It comes with dealing with users and abusers. However, people understand that if you were dealing with a betrayer sees something within you that looks like a blessing. A betrayer sees something within you that looks like a blessing. Wise words from Malidoma Patrice O'May, healer, author, and shaman. Hence, people, when you understand that the narcissists that came into your life, they came into your life because they saw something that you had. Well, they didn't have that thing. And that thing could be physical or non-physical. So they could hate your confidence or they could hate your car. You know, they hate the car that you drive. They hate your style, they hate the way how you dress. You know, they hate could be even your demeanor. They just hate your energy. And they hate all of this because they have their own internal problems that they're dealing with. And while it is not personal, it is going to be directed at you. However, people understand that if you encounter a betrayer is simply someone that sees within you something that looks like a blessing. However, let's go ahead and dive deeper into today's lesson by understanding how do we deal with betrayal. Because betrayal is painful. And people, when you are betrayed, oftentimes you will have to go through a grief process. And grief is a very painful emotion. It's a very heavy emotion. And we need to learn how to traverse grief. So we need to learn how to properly handle betrayal. And for today's video, I actually have a special guest here. And I have Tila from the Master Energy training. And Tila is also a subscriber here on the channel. And I'm going to have her tap in here into today's lesson and teach you how you should properly handle betrayal.
Hi, my name is Tila, and I am a student of the Master Your Energy course, MYE, designed by Shika. And I would like to talk a little bit further about forgiveness, or the term I would like to use is releasing negative energy. Okay. Forgiveness can be understood as a conscious choice. One has to deliberately want to release resentment, anger, or the desire for revenge toward someone who has caused them harm, whether that harm was intentional or not. Now, let's talk about why betrayal is the hardest to forgive. I know that's a big one for all of us because forgiveness heals the past, not by erasing what happened, but by changing how the past lives inside of us, right? So betrayal, it does cut deeper than most wounds because it breaks trust, right? It breaks safety. It breaks the identity of, togetherness, right? It often comes from someone you let in closely. And that's why the memory lingers, not just as pain, but as shock. So, how could this happen? Or how did I not see this, right? So forgetting betrayal isn't realistic, but healing is. So how do we practice forgiveness or practice releasing negative energy and healing from wounds from the past, right? Well, let's just know that number one, it separates the event from your present. So forgiveness can separate the event from the past from your present. When betrayal remains unforgiven, the past keeps replaying. Okay, it shapes our reactions to other people. It shapes our reactions to new relationships, and it also damages our self-worth. So forgiveness or releasing negative energy doesn't change the past, but it stops the past from rewriting today. Now, a second benefit of forgiveness is it releases emotional captivity. Okay, holding on to resentment keeps you emotionally tied to the person who hurt you. Forgiveness loosens the grip, and you're no longer living in reaction to what they did. The third benefit is it restores your sense of power. Betrayal makes you feel powerless, but forgiveness is a choice. It's your choice. And it says, what happened hurt me, but it does not define me. Fourth benefit, it allows grief to finish its work. Forgiveness often comes after grief. Grieving the person you thought they were, the future you imagined, or the trust you gave, right? So forgiveness is the moment you stop fighting that grief and letting healing begin. Now, the last benefit I want to talk about is forgiveness makes space for boundaries. Forgiveness does not require reconciliation. Never requires reconciliation. You can forgive or release negative energy and never talk to that person again. In fact, sometimes forgiveness leads to stronger, clearer boundaries with other people. Healing means you can remember the betrayal without reopening the wound. What forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is not excusing. It is not trusting again automatically. And it's not rushing your healing. One grounded truth is that you may always remember the betrayal, but forgiveness means the memory no longer has the power to define your heart, your choices, or your future.
In a nutshell, people, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you should have known when you think you should have known it, because you didn't know it, but you know it now. You know it now. And just like Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now states, now is all you have. And from now on, you can make a change. So people, forgive yourself. You didn't know this information, but you know it now. Hence, apply this knowledge and ensure that it becomes wisdom. So forgive yourself, because now that you know better, you can do better. All right, good people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, if you appreciate the content, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more important content. Shika is the name. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.